Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and today I bring you guys my first Union Arena deck profile that is personally my deck in the form of Olivia Maria Armstrong. So if you'll notice, it's a Full Metal Alchemist deck, blue leader. Well, there's no leaders in Union Arena, but it's all based around her, Maria Armstrong, and her ability. So let's get straight into this. So this is my first deck profile for this. My last one was for my friend's deck. So let's get straight into why I think this deck has huge potential in the metagame going forward. So first things first, of course, we have our Union Arena Dawn, or our action cards. We are playing 4 copies of Maria Armstrong herself. She is the heart and soul of the deck. She is what you want to build towards. She is a raid 6 action character. So 1 action, 6 cost technically, but or 6 energy. Basically, she has the ability 4,000 attack, but when she is raided, she has the ability to switch all Briggs affiliated cards on the field to active, which basically means you can play out a whole bunch of Briggs characters, play her out as a raid, restand them all, and then attack with them all on the same turn, which is pretty powerful. And then she also has the ability, when attacking, you may place 1 card from your hand to the sideline, so trash a card, and if you do, choose up to 1 character on the field with 2 or more base AP costs and switch it to active, which basically allows you to swing again, which is a really powerful effect. So this is a hyper aggressive blue deck, and it's just a really amazing card. It also has the trigger effect, or raid effect, that if this card's added from your hand, from your life, and it requires energy, you can just raid it for free. So basically this card reads, hey, if this is in your life, and you already have a Armstrong on field, you can just raid her from your hand if you have the energy available, which is pretty insane. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Louis Armstrong. I might want to bump this up to 3 or 4. We're just playing 2. I don't know. We're playing 3. My apologies. We're playing 3. I did bump it up, it looks like, but I think we might even want to bump it up to 4. Louis is the heart and soul of the deck as your attacker. He is your 2 action card that you want to restand with Maria. He is pretty awesome because he has the damage 2. So when he hits your opponent's life, he will do 2 damage instead of 1. And also he has a turn, once per turn, if this card attacks and wins a battle, draw 2 cards. So he also draws you 2, which is pretty awesome. So even if your opponent decides to block with a character, he will restand and swing again, which feels really great. We're also playing 4 copies of Edward Elric. I wish this card was a Briggs card. I wish he was a Briggs card too. Sadly, these aren't Briggs, so you can't get the full value off Olivia. However, Edric has the ability, when played, you can add a card from your life to your hand. If you do, switch this character to active, so you can immediately play it as active. Activate main, place 2 cards from your hand to the sideline, so trash 2. And then once a turn, if this card gains impact 1, when this character wins a battle, it deals a damage to your opponent. So even if your opponent blocks against you, they're going to still take a damage, which feels amazing. We're also playing 4 copies of the Buccaneer. This card is what you want to use with Olivia. Basically, it's a Buccaneer, so you can restand it on the turn you play it, which feels great. But also, if there's 3 more Buccaneer or Briggs type affinity cards on the field, reduce the AP cost of this card by 1, so you can treat it as an action 1, so that feels good. Every card has an action cost, so the fact you can treat this as an action 1 feels really, really good. And then it has the activate main once per turn. This character gains 1,000 AP, so he's 5,000 power. And then he also has impact 1. However, after he uses impact 1, he'll trash himself to the graveyard, so do keep that in mind. Overall, a really powerful card, and the fact that you can re-attack with him feels really strong. We're also playing 4 copies of Olivier, Mira, Armstrong. This card is also really good. I should also mention their triggers. I forgot to mention that. So Louis basically says choose one of your opponent's characters and switch it to active. Also gains 3,000 BP during the end turn. So you basically restand a character and give it 3,000 block. Uh, lovely Elric brother here draws you a card. And of course, he has the same effect where you choose one character on the field, switch it to active, and then gains 3,000 battle power until the end of the turn, which helps you block pretty well. Next, we're playing 4 copies of Olivier Armstrong. She has the ability when played, if you have 2 or more AP costs have been played onto the field this turn, choose one of your AP cards, switch it to active, so she restands your AP. You can only activate one Olivier Mira Armstrong's ability once per turn, so you can't stack them. She also has the colorless energy ability as a trigger. Choose one character with 3,500 or less BP on your opponent's field and sideline it. So basically, if you trigger her from life, you're able to kill anything with 3,500 or less attack, which feels really good. We're also playing, of course, 4 copies of Miles. Miles is a great card because while this card is on the field, you have 3 other Briggs affinity cards on your field. It gains another energy generation. This is considered a 2 energy, which is good because you need more energy to play out your bigger characters. So overall, it's a fantastic card. We're also, of course, playing 4 copies of Olivier Mira Armstrong. This is the 1 action of Olivier. This card has the ability when played, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Briggs affinity type card, add it to hand, and put the remaining into the back of the deck in any order. And then you can also place 1 card from your hand to the sideline. You do place 1 card from your hand to the sideline. So she helps you refix your hands to add more consistency to your deck, which feels really, really good. We're also playing 4 copies of Alex Louis Armstrong. This card is just your 0 cost character that you play in order to basically help you cheat out your big Louis. Also, of course, you choose 1 character on the field, switch it to active. It gains 3,000 BP until the end of the turn, so that's its trigger. Basically, you get to restand a blocker, and then that blocker gains power. We're also, of course, playing 4 copies of the lovely Fairman. Fairman is just another 0 cost character that has the ability that, hey, when played, draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand to the bottom deck, so it helps you even more consistently do your combos. And we're also playing these 4 copies of Olivier Armstrong, which is another 0 cost, that it's just another way to get your Olivias onto field. That is it for our characters. Let's actually talk about the heart and soul of the deck, that being for Briggs itself. So let me put this up real quick. Bam, bam, bam. Alright, so first things first, we are playing 4 copies of 4 Briggs. This is the heart and soul of the deck. It basically is the card you want to play. For one, it is a 2 energy, so it helps you generate 2 energy. But also, when played, you can reduce the AP cost of your next Briggs character by 1. So it reduces the action cost of a Briggs character by 1, helping you to cheat them out a lot easier. Also, activate May, you may switch this card to resting and only activate this card if you have 2 or more AP base base character into play. You get to draw 1. You can activate 1 for Briggs once per turn each. So this card basically allows you to have 2 energy generation. Not to mention it draws you cards, while also reducing the AP of a Briggs character, which is really, really good. We're also playing 4 copies of, well, actually 3 copies of, we're playing 4. 4 copies of State Alchemist. This is just a AP card. Basically allows you to do is to choose up to 2 of your AP cards and restand them as active, which is really, really nice. And finally, we are playing 3 copies of the North of the Briggs. I was playing 4, however, I believe I'll make it a 51 card deck, and that's not good. So North Wall of the Briggs, Basically chooses one character on your opponent's sideline with 5,000 or less BP, and then you get to sideline it, which is really powerful. So it needs to kill 5,000 or less characters, which feels really good. Now, you could do that as well if you want. This is like the hardest ratios to figure out because these are mandatory. Everything here is absolutely mandatory at 4, or the ratios you saw. However, these ones, I'm not so sure. I could see you cutting a State Alchemist and playing it like this, honestly. Going 4-3-4, and that'll bring you to 50 cards. But I'm still learning Union Arena, and I don't know if you need 4 State Alchemists, so I'm still figuring it out. But if you think about it, you can figure it out. That's all I got for today. I hope you all enjoy. Don't think stupid. I'll see you on the next one, and bye-bye.